What's up? Atlas here, and welcome to my creative testing world. Today I'll be showing you 5 simple farms to improve your Minecraft life. Let's jump in. So we're going to start over here with our first farm. This is a lava farm. This can be easily used as fuel or to help make a nether portal if you don't have a diamond pick yet. So what you want to do is you want to take the lava. This can be done with one lava bucket, and then you can scale it up to hundreds of lava buckets, producing really quickly. So the way it works is the lava that's on top of here in this thing. Then you want to have any non-flammable block surrounding it, holding it up, and this right here, dripstone cauldron. It will slowly drip into the cauldron until it gets filled with lava. And then you can take your bucket and come over here and just doop. And now you have an additional lava. So you can come up here and be like, well, if this one's not filled yet, like if I take this out, you can just go, well, there you go. And now this one is producing. And you can scale that up all the way. So if you want an easy fuel source, these each smell 100 blocks. So if you have a good farm like this and you scale it up, you can easily start powering your next one. Which goes to our next one, a simple super spawner. As you can see, it's just constantly going through our cooked mutton. And then it's being pulled out through here and into the chest. So we start on the bottom row, a circle line of hoppers running into each other, and then the last one goes into this chest. Then you put some hoppers pointed down into that. On top of it, put furnaces, and then on top of that, you put another line of hoppers. You need to load your furnaces with fuel, any fuel of your choice. You could use lava like we saw in the last farm, or we can use charcoal, coal, dried leaves. Then on top, you're going to fill your minecart chest with any items you want, pull the lever, and then you'd push it around. Sometimes it gets stuck right away. You give it a little bit momentum. You try not to get in its way while you leave, and it should go forever. And then, let's say you want to put more fuel, or not fuel, you want to put more stuff you're going to smelt in it. You pull the lever to stop it, you check, then you pull the lever again, it gets moving, and it will keep going. So that is the second farm. It's also very, very simple. Let's go to this one over here. This is our sheep shearing farm. Say that 10 times fast. Now, the way this one works is you can go AFK, like, right here, right next to the sheep, okay? And basically, you put sheep in here with a dispenser towards it, with shears inside of it, redstone running into it. Make sure, for people of beginner's redstone, you want the redstone pointing towards it. If you take, let's just say, redstone dust, and go here and bop, this will not activate it. You need it to be pointing towards it. Then if you come down here, you follow this line, you have an observer facing towards the grass block that the sheep is standing on. Then it comes down. If the sheep eats the grass, it will detect it, and it will send a redstone signal, and it will use the shears. Because when a sheep eats grass, it regains its wool. So it's very, very, very simple. And then you can just stand here or here and just start collecting it over and over again. The most important part, this glass, your sheep can't run, and you need these glass blocks around it so that this grows. Next farm, number 3. This one is a cocoa bean farm. Let's say you're just trying to get tons and tons of cookies, or brown dye, or whatever. You're making your cocoa bean larger. This is a very simple farm. You take 3 pistons here, 3 pistons on the other side, 9 jungle wood, load it up with cocoa beans. Then, what you do is you come over, you go cobblestone, redstone on top, then you put a lever. You go to the other side, and we can see the same thing. Cobblestone, redstone on top, and a lever. Then, what you want to do is you want to go to the side where the wood is currently on, and you're going to want to pull the lever. It's going to move, it's going to push it over, all of the cocoa beans are going to fall off. Now you run through both sides, you collect them all, and you can do this to replant them. You want to replant them really quickly. If you're trying to get a ton of cookies really quickly, you will get bottlenecked not by this farm, but by wheat. Wheat is one of the slowest producing farms. It's hard to manufacture it, and it just takes a lot of agriculture. So if you're trying to produce millions of cookies, you're going to need a lot more than this. And then these go really quickly, and you can just send it. If you wanted to make it even more complicated, you could technically have a farm where you have something detect here when it's fully grown, but it's really complicated and we're not going to go into today. But let's say you're broke poor. You're just starting here. Well, you don't need to have this type of piston. You don't need 2 of these pistons. You actually only need 3 sticky pistons. So you can come over here and sticky piston up this side real quick, like that. Then you come back, you take your cobblestone, well, if I can find it, your block, we'll just use tough for this. You take your tough block, you place your thing there, and boom. Basically the same rules apply, and everything is just kind of cheaper, but that's only if you have like a slime chunk or something like that. This makes it so that when you pull the lever, this extends, and then you can either replant them all like this, okay, or, which also lets you actually use this side, replant them all like this, or you can, boom, bring it back. The only problem is it gets stuck there. So this doesn't work as the cheapest system, but it can easily work if you know how to use more complicated redstoning. You could easily do it with a line of slime blocks through there, which I just broke my whole farm, so it doesn't really matter now. But you can do it with a line of slime blocks through there, and then the sticky pistons will pull it, the slime blocks will carry the other ones, and you got it. I don't believe this is the right way to do it, though. I am completely in favor of doing it the other way, which is 2 pistons, and then that. It's slightly more expensive, but it's not that much more expensive to start with. Now we come over here to our final farm of the video, the wheat farm. This is a very common design. Basically what you do is you have planted dirt, and you have it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks across, and you can keep going all the way down. It needs to be at a 1 block drop off, so that when you go through to do this, the water at the top will go 1 water bucket all the way through it. Then you want to make sure they're fertile, so by doing that, you have to put water. I put it in the middle. You can put it on the edge. I just like it in the middle because that's the way I like it looking. And then you want to put, if it's in the middle, a slab on top of it, or a trapdoor, so the water doesn't get in there and kind of mess with your design. So, the hardest part, there's the redstoning up at the top. We come over here. You just go button, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dispensers, and then each one needs to have a water bucket in it. So, let's say we want to harvest all of this wheat. We press this button over here, and as you can see, besides me picking up some wheat seeds, everything runs all the way down here. Now, this is a little critical oversight on my part. This shoots way too far. This bottom one is supposed to be 7 long, so it runs into a hopper system, which I will show you how to make in a second. Then you can come through and collect it, and some of it, sometimes, rarely, you see, gets stuck up on the sides, but you just be coming through to replant it. Now you press this button on this side, and it picks up the water, so it will go drain back through. But you have to have the bottleneck of this long. You have to plant. It's not very fast. Let me show you a hack that very few people know, and it helps you plant a lot faster. So you want to go escape, and you're going to go into options. You're going to go into controls. And at that point, you want to come over here to keybinds and take whatever your button is to go forward. So I have walk forward as a W, which is what most people have. You want to turn that to your right click button. Then come to where your right click is, well, if I can find it, right here, and change that to W. So it won't mess with your brain. It will be the same buttons that you're holding down. But if you enter chat here, you can see you can hold a W key so much faster than you can hold your right click key. So look, I use right click to walk forward, W to plant. So if I just hold down both W and right click, I can move way, way, way faster. This also can help with if you're trying to start a new garden. It will help by if you have a hoe in your hand. So you go like this, you put this in your off hand, you come over here and you can take a hoe and hold it in your main hand. And so we'll just fly real quick. This is so confusing for your brain though. Come down here, and now you hold both buttons and you're planting really quickly. Really, really, really quickly. And the rain is currently helping fertilize this, and you can just really just keep going as it plants. And this is by far the fastest. So if I'm setting up a mega farm that I need to plant, you just do this for hours and hours and days. But at the end of the day, this will be really helpful. Now, coming back to our design over here, you can see that we have this little system over here. This system takes water, one bucket of water, and it runs it down here into two hoppers that go into this chest over here. And then you just put your stuff in that, so you can always come and take the wheat seed out of it. You can also run this into a simple crafting thing if you want it to be turned into bread, or if you want it to be turned into anything else, like hay bales. Now, this design can be stacked upon, so I can have another one of these up 3 blocks. So you can basically turn half your world into a mega complex of this. So instead of having to have a giant farm, you still have it, but now you, with one press of a button, you can harvest it all. The hardest part still comes down to replanting. But if you use this tactic here, it will go so much faster. So, those are our 5 building farms for today. If you have any more or any video ideas that you want, if you want me to show building tips, more farms, redstoning tutorials, I'm willing to do it all. So this is Atlas here, signing off. So, school's out.